The following is an excerpt from the Brain Gain Youngstown Leadership Series. The new podcast features conversations with local leaders who are focused on building a culture of entrepreneurship and promoting workforce development.
And you help us change the narrative, right? Because positive stories, you've operated on a national, if not global level, and you chose Youngstown to set your roots down here.
Absolutely, and it kind of makes me laugh. You know, a lot of people ask me that when I go to LA or wherever. They said, where?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that in this value, well, I went to Ursuline High School, my grad at Ursuline. I went to parochial school. My wife went to Hiram. So a lot of things here, I just really believe that you could raise a great family here.
Right.
You can have a good living here.
Right.
It has great neighborhoods here. You know, a lot of people always have this negative notion that, but until you come, you know, to the valley, when you look at it, you're like, oh wow, there's so many people came here from other places and said, man, I thought this was totally different.
Right. Yeah, it's on them, not right.
Absolutely.
So when you were at Ursuline, what did you aspire to do? So did you know, say when you were in high school or even middle school, I'm doing the entertainment industry, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to, you know, basically have my hands in a lot of pots. Like, what were you thinking back then?
Back then, actually, none of the above, which is kind of crazy how that happened. Actually, I wanted to be a pilot.
A pilot?
Yeah, I wanted to be a pilot from the day I was born. I was big into, like, you know, SWAT cats, and I wanted to be a fighter pilot. I was watching Top Gun like every day.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I was big on Top Gun with Tom Cruise, and I was like, that's going to be me. And, you know, that's what I set it out to do, was to be a pilot. And I was going to go to Embry-Riddle, which is an aviation school. And what happened is that I was playing sports and things like that. And I said, okay, Embry-Riddle didn't have sports. And also, they didn't really do sports scholarships. And with me, I had very humble beginnings. When I was growing up, I'm a product of the Beatitude House. I don't know if you're familiar with the Beatitude House.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, which is a homeless shelter for mothers and their children, where I lived there for 3 years with my mother. So I didn't really come from money, which I didn't come from money at all.
Right.
So basically I was looking for an opportunity. So that's kind of why I didn't end up going that route. So one of my mentors when I was a senior in senior in high school at Ursuline, he gave me a book actually called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it changed my life.
Right.
And that's how I ended up being an entrepreneur, is because of that book. And then from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I started reading the cash flow quadrant.
Robert Kiyosaki.
Robert Kiyosaki, yep.
Yeah. I read that. That's a good book.
Oh, it really changed my life.
Take matters into your own hands,
Absolutely. You had a rich dad and a poor dad.
Right. So do you still aspire to be a pilot? I mean, is aviation in your blood? I'm just curious about that.
Well, it's kind of funny. I always said I'm going to go out and get my aviation license,
Right.
but maybe sometime down the road, where I got so many things going on right now. So maybe, you know, 20, 30 years from now, when things kind of settle down and things like that, then I may take a look at it. But right now, every day I'm hustling.
The interview you just watched is an excerpt from the Brain Gain Youngstown Leadership Series. The new podcast features conversations with local leaders who are focused on building a culture of entrepreneurship and promoting workforce development.
I like a bank that's a pillar in my community.
I like a bank so cutting edge, they have a lab branch.
We are so alike.
Well, we do both bank at Farmers National Bank.
Farmers.
Stand strong.